This is the story of the time I took my sub-Saharan vacation. Hope you enjoy it. This is the airplane we took to Cape Town, South Africa. This is Cape Town International Airport, where we got our baggage and headed to our hotel room. After we got out of the airport, I took this amazing photo of downtown Cape Town right before the sun was gonna set. The hotel we stayed at is called Ambassador Hotel. It has an oceanfront view. One of the oldest castles in Cape Town, South Africa is the Castle of Good Hope. Camps Bay is a bay that has white sandy beaches and aqua blue water. This is the aerial cab in front of us to head up to Table Mountain. Table Mountain has a really nice view of Cape Town, South Africa. After Table Mountain, I headed to this nightclub/restaurant with my family. It was really fun and unique. The next day, we headed up to Kalagadi Transfrontier Park. This is the pool area of Kalagadi Transfrontier Park at night. While we were driving to our old-fashioned safari, I had to take this picture of this lunar elephant. Gobi National Park has its own lodge. I headed up here for lunch before we went on our safari. Finally, it is time for our old-fashioned safari. I cannot wait to see some wild animals up close. This was the first animal we saw. It was a scorpion. Since it's so small, I had to zoom in my camera so big. This zebra group, or herd, as they're called, are very social animals. The next animal we saw were cheetahs. They're quite fast, so they can get faster animals for their prey. Rhinos are really neat because instead of washing themselves, bugs clean their bacteria and other particles. After my old-fashioned safari, I headed to Victoria Falls. I swam and went parasailing. This is the guy ahead of me before I went parasailing. I was first scared, but then I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. The next day, we wanted to head to Kenya. I followed the Zambezi River, which flows northeast to southwest. Our first stop was the beaches of Malawi. These people make their own canoes and have really nice beaches. Our next stop was the capital of Tanzania. This is a really nice city and has lots of different attractions for everybody. Then we headed to the countryside of Rwanda. This is like the farms in Italy. It looked like the United States. Finally, we have entered Uganda. This took many hours and we're excited we finally got there. Next, we went to the Cable National Park. And we went through the rainforest. These were one of the first animals we saw. Then, in a high-up tree, I saw this chimpanzee all alone, but later we found his mom and son. This was us driving into Nairobi, Kenya. It's really nice. Here is a water feature in Kenya, but you can't see it really well because I took a bad photo. You may think Africa is all about poverty, but there are some wealthy houses and places in Kenya, in Africa, for rich people. Here is another house for the wealthy people in Kenya. Now that you've seen the wealth of South Africa. Now let's take a look at people in poverty in South Africa. These people in Kenya have the limited resources they have to make a tent, unlike those wealthy people who I've shown you before in those houses. As you can see, here is another poverty family living with resources they have, which is, I think, really sad. The beaches of Somalia. Kids playing soccer in Somalia, which is an international sport known as football in the UK. As you can see, the fun didn't last long and there was a big explosion and everybody had to evacuate. Next, we traveled west to Timbuktu, Mali. These structures are completely made of sand and sticks. Here was another sculpture made. These took a very long time to build. This next one, I think, is like a sandcastle, pretty much, to life size. After that, we visited this historical place. These are the places we visited.